You have the strongest guys from around the planet. Of course, everyone's got power and strength. So it will be heart and toughness that will separate someone from the pack. Pain is a part of the game. You just have to accept. If you don't think you can win the title, you shouldn't be here. This is the ultimate. It's the world's strongest man.
Nestled among the trees and grasslands of South Africa's Northwest Province is the Sun City Resort, the spectacular backdrop of the 33rd edition of the Metrics World's Strongest Man. Welcome, everyone. Todd Harris, along with Phil Pfister and Bill Kazmaier, two former champions of this event. Today, Group 3 gets their qualifying round started with the medley. And Phil, this isn't an event the athletes look forward to.
This is an especially brutal medley, Todd. The second half of the medley, 990 pounds of tire to flip. Most guys aren't going to finish.
In lane 1, Konstantin.
Well, first up in lane number 1, the Ukrainian Konstantin Ilin making his second World's Strongest Man appearance. Next to him, 5'9", 265 pounds, England's Darren Sadler, the smallest man in the entire competition. And here's a rookie that is somewhat of a mystery man. This is Janusz Kułaga of Poland.
Got to get excited about him. He looks kind of athletic, though. Sadler's always been so tough at the Worlds, but never made it to the final.
First up, the Anvils, 275 pounds in each hand.
Look at Sadler. He's first to the line. So quick, so athletic. Whoa!
Oh, that's not a good sign. Darren Sadler has pulled up.
Yeah, that's a bicep injury. He's out.
So Sadler walks off the course, but the race continues. Janusz Kułaga finding just how heavy a 990-pound tire is. Remember, it's 7 flips to the finish line.
Todd, now it's not a race. Now it's just a struggle to see who can stay ahead of the other man, get the most distance, get the most flips. These guys are also kind of praying that the clock runs out because this is brutal. This is like a maximal lift every single flip. If you look at Ilin, see how he's at that sticking point. This is just a battle of maximal strength, and this tire's kicking his butt, Todd.
Konstantin Ilin in lane number 1, the former NATO officer, trying to get this 990-pound tire to the finish line.
The Polishman Kułaga, he's a little bit more athletically built, a little more rangy than Ilin, and it really pays off in this event, Todd.
So the whistle sounds. Heat number 1 comes to a conclusion. Janusz Kułaga, the rookie from Poland, will be credited with 5 flips. He is your current leader. Konstantin Ilin, Ukraine's strongest man, credited with 3 flips, currently in second place. But the bad news is Darren Sadler of England receiving medical attention, having to withdraw from the medley. Since its opening in 1979, Sun City has been a favorite for tourists around the world. And now it hosts the ultimate test of strength. This is the Metrics World's Strongest Man. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Todd Harris, along with 2006 World's Strongest Man champion, Phil Pfister. Well, today, qualifying group number 3 begins their run, and this group is absolutely loaded, Phil. All kinds of depth. Any one of these guys could make it to the final, but with the injury to Darren Sadler, it really opens things up. Who do you like?
You know, you've got to favor Travis Ortmeyer. Last 2 years, he's been top 5 in the finals, and now he's a little bit lighter, but he's retained his power, his explosiveness, and he's so intense. Then there's Serbia's Urban Katona. You look at this guy, he's got the big barrel chest, the big strong legs. He's really got the classic strongman build.
Another guy to keep your eye on is Lithuania's Vytautas Lalas. He is a newcomer, but he has been impressive leading up to this competition. Before we get back to the medley, let's introduce you to all 6 athletes in qualifying group number 3.
Darren Sadler, England.
Konstantin Ilin, Ukraine.
Janusz Kułaga, Poland.
Ervin Katona, Serbia.
Vytautas Lalas, Lithuania.
Travis Ortmeyer, USA.
back on the gorgeous grounds of the Sun City Hotel for the second of 2 heats in the medley for qualifying group number 3. And we have a medical update. England's Darren Sadler's competition is over practically before it even began. He has been forced to withdraw because of a torn bicep.
A ripped bicep, one of the sport's most common injuries, and it usually happens on the tire flip.
From Serbia, Ervin Katona.
So medley number 2, this is Serbia's Ervin Katona making his second appearance at the World's Strongest Man. Next to him is the 6'4", 298-pound Texan, Travis Ortmeyer.
Katona and Ortmeyer, a lot of energy, a lot of personality.
And finally, Vytautas Lalas. He is a rookie at 5'10", 298 pounds from Lithuania.
We know almost nothing about this guy. It's going to be really exciting to watch him for the first time, Todd.
Take the grip. Ready?
Remember, that's 275 pounds in each hand. Almost a dead heat as they come to the turn.
Yeah, and this part's always just a warm-up for the real battle of the tire.
990 pounds, 7 flips is what it takes to get to the finish line.
Ortmeyer just ahead on the first flip, and he's got it up the fastest for the second flip. Finishing the second flip really fast. Almost no sticking point for Ortmeyer on the first 2 flips. And looking strong going into the third flip as well. Remember, this is almost a maximal effort every time these guys flip the tire.
Vytautas Lalas there on the left side of your screen, starting to lag behind. Serbian Ervin Katona in lane number 1.
Katona and Ortmeyer are almost a full flip or more ahead of Lalas. But he's doing really good. First World's Strongest Man appearance from Lithuania, Vytautas Lalas. Gotta like what you see. And Ortmeyer close to finishing the course. This will be huge, Todd.
So Travis Ortmeyer 1 flip away, and he does it. He gets the win in the medley with a time of 105.18. A nice way to open up his qualifying run. Ervin Katona also stopping the clock at 113.78, so he will grab second place.
Ortmeyer really looked like he was in the zone there. This is a good sign from the big man from Texas.
Vytautas Lalas grabs third place, does not finish the course, but does get 6 flips in. But Travis Ortmeyer of Texas is your winner.
Ortmeyer, almost no sticking point going down the course, kept working the whole time. Very little rest in between flips. Finishes strong. He's got to be really happy.
And he's standing by with Bill Kazmaier.
Travis, you came in a little lighter this year. Tell me, up against a nearly 1,000-pound tire, did you still have the power?
Well, I guess so. You know, I just kept going, and fighting with everything I had, and I got it over, but a little more body weight leaning against it might have made it a little easier.
Did you have to go harder because Ervin was right there next to you, flip for flip, all the way?
You know, I just tried to stay focused in my own world. If I do what I can do, you know, stick with everything I know I'm capable of, I can win it. So I don't even worry about the other guys.
Nice job.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yes! So a forceful effort by Travis Ortmeyer gets the win. His 7 flips in a time of 105.18 earn him 6 huge points towards the overall standings. Ervin Katona also had 7 flips. He finishes in second. Lalas in third. When we return, it's a classic man versus machine battle. The truck pull. You're watching the Metrics World's Strongest Man. Located about 95 miles north of Johannesburg, the Sun City Resort is the dramatic backdrop for the 33rd edition of the Metrics World's Strongest Man. Group 3's qualifying round moves on to the second of 6 events, and this is one of our timeless tests of strength, the truck pull.
An absolute classic man versus 44,000 pounds and 18 wheels down a 20-meter course. This event is all about heart and struggle, and these guys are a wreck by the time they make it to the finish line.
This is Lithuania's Vytautas Lalas. He comes to the truck pull off a third-place finish in the medley.
Really a great effort on that tire flip from Vytautas. Let's see what he can do here, Todd. Oh, man, he's really digging in, but that truck is hardly moving.
Now, he is just under 300 pounds, and Phil, as you pointed out, that truck, 44,000 pounds. He's got 20 meters to cover in 1 minute and 15 seconds.
He is doing an awesome job getting this really, really tough truck rolling. Great form, hips low, really dug in great those first few meters, using both feet very effectively.
Well, he has the difficult task of going first, so he will set the mark to beat for the rest of the field.
Man, and he is holding it together and starting to accelerate this huge truck.
Vytautas Lalas of Lithuania approaches the finish line. Now remember, the truck has to cross the line, not just the athlete.
I am really impressed by this pull. A great showing of his first ever World's Strongest Man from Lalas. This guy's tough, though.
And he drops the rope, so he's going to go it alone now. Lithuania's strongest man for 2010 approaching the finish line. And he will stop the clock at just over 1 minute 10 seconds. 1:10.03 to be exact. So that becomes the mark to beat in the truck pull.
An awesome pull. Fantastic start. Technically very correct and efficient. And he never, ever stopped accelerating this truck. He gave his all the whole way down the course and made the full pull. A great effort from Lalas.
That takes us to our next competitor in the truck pull, Ervin Katona of Serbia. He is 9 times Serbia's strongest man. And at 6'2", 331 pounds, the 33-year-old Phil should have an easy time getting this thing going.
Katona is so awesome. I don't know about easy, Todd, but he's definitely effective. He's keeping those hips low, especially at the start, really digging in with both feet, getting a lot out of each and every step, and keeping a lot of tension on that harness and that rope attached to the truck.
And you make a good point, efficient as you can be, pulling 44,000 pounds. There you see the mark to beat, 1:10.03, put up moments ago by Lalas. This is Serbia's Ervin Katona, and look at this pace.
Boy, during those last shots, you could really see how low he was keeping those hips while pumping that leg drive. He's really accelerating this thing. Lalas had a great performance, but I think Katona's a heck of a lot faster and more effective here. Power from this guy. Katona's awesome. He's got such a great personality. He's really fun to watch.
52.16, the new mark to beat. Your current leader from Serbia, Ervin Katona.
Way to go, Katona. Awesome pull.
Travis Ortmeyer isn't one to back down from a fight, and the Texan will square off with a 22-ton truck when we return to the Metrics World's Strongest Man. We're back at the SkyTrain station as the Metrics World's Strongest Man rolls on with the truck pull, the second test of strength for qualifying group number 3. 4 athletes' truck pull scores are in the books. Leading the way is Serbia's Ervin Katona, who covered the 20-meter course in 52.16 seconds. In second place, Vytautas Lalas of Lithuania. Well, you definitely can't question Travis Ortmeyer's passion for his sport. He's embraced every aspect of strength athletics, and now the new father is making it a family affair.
And basically, I get paid to work out in other countries. I love traveling, and I love competing, and I love working out. This is all 3 of them combined. And then these guys that I compete with are such a great group of people. I named my son after Mikhail Kuklayev from Russia. Meeting him on the circuit, he's become my best friend. I think it would mean everything winning the title this year. With my wife and son watching, he's just old enough, he really starts to pay attention to the events, and he's starting to watch. And you could just see the excitement in his face. He beat the defending champ, Zydrunas. It's going to take a tremendous feat. That is one of the fastest 400-pound men I've ever seen in my entire life. So if you beat him, you truly are the world's strongest man. No doubt about it.
Well, no question the big Texan has the passion for the sport, but does he have the strength now here in the truck pull, Phil, as he is strapped to 44,000 pounds, and he knows exactly what he needs to do. The time put up by Ervin Katona, 52.16, is what he has to beat.
Well, if his intensity and his psyche is any indication of his ability, you've got to like what you might see here. Oh, trying to get those hips low. I don't think he really anticipated how tough this start is. Digging in with both feet every step. Not the best start. He's struggling to get those hips low and really get the truck moving.
So the fiery Texan Travis Ortmayer is on the clock. Remember, he is 6'4", 298 pounds.
A little lighter this year. He's recovered nicely from that tough start.
How about his technique, Phil? Good footwork, good hands?
Yeah, he's really gotten back into the zone. That was a really tough start to recover from there, Todd. But look for him to finish the pull. He is Mr. Intensity. He brings everything to every single event.
Well, he's not going to beat the time set by Irvin Katona, but Travis Ortmayer looking for points here. Remember, more points the higher you finish, and he is starting to slow down. He's got to really get after it now.
He's given up a lot of body weight this year, Todd, and it's cost him a little bit on the truck pull.
So Travis Ortmayer stops the clock at 106.19. A good effort, but not good enough for the win. He'll have to settle for second place.
Hey, second place behind Katona is all right when it comes to this, man. 44,000 pounds, 18 wheels. Maybe not his best pull ever, but finishing the course with 9 seconds to spare is pretty impressive.
So Irvin Katona makes an emphatic statement, winning the truck pull by more than 14 seconds.
Irvin Katona.
3 of the 5 athletes in the group completed the course. Katona posted the fastest time. Ortmayer was next. In third, it was Lawless, Kuaga, and Elin. Each pulled the truck less than a meter and finished 4th and 5th, respectively. We're deadlocked at the top of the overall standings. Serbia's Katona and Ortmayer of the U.S. each have 11 points. Lithuanian Lawless has 8 points and is in third. Up next, it's the Power Stairs, the most punishing flight of steps that anyone is likely to encounter. You're watching the Metrics World's Strongest Man. Welcome back to South Africa. We're at the amphitheater in the Sun City Resort. The third unique strength challenge to face Group 3 is the Power Stairs. Konstantin Elin of the Ukraine has already had his shot at the Power Stairs, and it's fair to say he didn't particularly enjoy the experience. Elin could only carry the 495-pound weight up 8 of the 12 steps. That result was bettered by Vytautas Lalas. The Lithuanian rookie made it up to the 10th step. He's the current leader with 3 athletes still to come. And that will take us to another newcomer, the 27-year-old Janusz Kuaga of Poland. Now, Kuaga, who's yet to make his mark on this competition, is currently in 4th place after 2 events.
The Power Stairs isn't so much a race, but a test of endurance. Can the guys make it up all 12 steps with this clumsy 495-pound weight?
Ready?
And because Darren Sadler's injury, Janusz has to compete alone. And is that a big disadvantage, Phil?
Absolutely, but you know, he does know the standings of the other 2 guys, 8 steps and 10 steps respectively. The Ukrainian and the Lithuanian have set a mark for him to aim for, and he's establishing a pretty good rhythm. He's pretty smooth here, especially for a rookie.
Janusz Kuaga, 6'1", 331 pounds.
If he can just pace himself, not waste energy, be efficient, he might have a pretty good chance of making the full pull here, Todd.
And a reminder, that's 495 pounds, and he is trying to get up these uneven steps.
He's really efficient. He's using the whole back. He's flexing the traps all the way at the finish of the movement, throwing the hips forward, using the knees to push it on to the next step. Good technique, really efficient. He resets well after each and every step. Smart guy, smart and strong. You got to like what you see from Kuaga here.
Balance is the key, and he looks like he's going to get to that 12th step. Has to cross the white line, not just onto the step. And he pushes it across. 111.77 for Kuaga of Poland.
He really showed that he's not only strong, he's smart. He had fantastic technique. He was really, really efficient the whole way up the steps. He paced himself. He didn't burn himself out on the first half of the course. Great showing by him. He's earned a lot of respect with everybody here at World's Strongest Man.
So we're down to our final pairing. This is Irvin Katona, the co-leader after 2 events. The 33-year-old from Subotica, Serbia, is a gym owner. And the other man leading after 2 events, the big Texan, Travis Ortmayer.
Ortmayer and Katona, this is a great matchup. Let's see what the 2 veterans can do. This is a brutal event that's really going to fully test these guys' time.
Ready?
And remember, they've got 12 steps to negotiate with the 495-pound weight.
And neither of them really finding their groove early on. Both struggling, not particularly efficient at the beginning of the course.
Time to beat 111.77 put up moments ago by Poland's Janusz Kłaga.
You can see Travis one-motioning a couple of those steps. Really surprising compared to the way Kłaga reset before each step. Katona's using more of that kind of technique.
Ervin Katona of Serbia on the left, Travis Ortmeyer of Texas on the right.
Travis is ahead, but he's wasting a lot of energy, and you can see him really struggling to position the weight on each step. And Katona moves ahead now.
Is it possible, though, to get your groove with 495 pounds and 12 steps in front of you?
It's really tough to remember to be intense, yet stay efficient.
And Ervin Katona has done it, and he gets the win. 101.01 for Katona. Now, Travis Ortmeyer has to keep pace. He needs the points.
5 seconds.
You've got to wonder about those gloves he's using, whether or not they're helping his grip or hurting it.
So Ervin Katona is your winner in the power stairs. Completes all 12 steps. There you see his time. For Travis Ortmeyer, after a quick start, he stumbled towards the end. He'll be credited with 11 steps.
Katona really paced himself. Travis gave it his all, but couldn't quite keep up with the mark set by the other two men. Still a great effort. He gave his all. A really tough, brutal course, and he almost finished it.
Ervin, 500 pounds, 12 brutal steps. What was your strategy going into this event?
Yes, this is not very popular event in Europe. I do just a couple times in my life. I'm afraid about this event, but my back is strong. And I save my power in the start because 2 free steps is very big. The last is the biggest.
2 firsts after 3 events. You must be happy.
Yes, I'm very happy. 2 first place and 1 second place. I'm leading now in my group. This is perfect.
Nice job. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Katona takes the power stairs, climbing all 12 steps. In second, it was Janusz Kłaga, who also completed the entire course. Travis Ortmeyer picks up third. Lawless finishes in fourth. Elin in fifth. 17 points is enough to give Katona the lead in the overall standings. Ortmeyer's in second, just 2 points back. Kłaga and Lawless with 11 points each. Now it's time to award today's Metrics Brute Strength Award.
And how could you pick anyone else other than the man from Serbia, Ervin Katona? Far and above the fastest time, he dug in from the start, had great technique, awesome foot speed, finished strong. Way to go, Katona.
Group 3 reaches the halfway point of their qualifying journey, and 5 of the strongest men on the planet will continue to fight for 2 precious gifts: positions in the Metrics World's Strongest Man Final. For Phil Pfister and Bill Kazmaier, I'm Todd Harris. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long from Sun City, South Africa. It's a place every strongman wants to be, the World's Strongest Man Final. And the athletes in qualifying group number 3 are no different. Travis Ortmeyer has become a familiar face in Strength Athletics' big show, but the other 4 men are searching for their first appearance. Who will claim the 2 positions? We'll get the answers as the Metrics World's Strongest Man continues. And welcome to Sun City, South Africa. For over 30 years, a destination for tourists from around the globe. And now it's home to the planet's best strength athletes. This is the Metrics World's Strongest Man. The deadlift is our next test of strength, facing qualifying group number 3. Alongside Phil Pfister and Bill Kazmaier, I'm Todd Harrison. Phil, tell us about the deadlift.
This is an event that really isolates the low back. It's an ultimate test of will for the athlete to muster every ounce of strength they can in their hips, glutes, legs, hamstrings, and erectors.
Well, he is the leader after the first 3 events, Ervin Katona. And the big Serbian will be deadlifting more than double his weight, 6'2", 331 pounds, and he is lifting 759 pounds.
Down, lift.
Todd, I got to tell you, I like his form. Usually you see guys kind of stiff-legged, not bend their legs much. He gets his hips low and really uses the entire leg, quadriceps, and hamstrings.
Down.
Boy, he's making it look easy. 5 reps already for Irvin Katona, so he is putting up the mark to beat as the first man to attempt this. Remember, that's 759 pounds.
If the athletes can hold form, it really helps them get a few more reps. But with this kind of weight, it's so difficult to maintain form.
Phil, how hard is it to regather yourself after you stop?
Well, there's definitely an art and a science to it. If you can take 10, 15, maybe even 20 seconds, you may let the body recover enough for an extra rep or two.
So the big man from Subotica, Serbia, gets out an extra rep. He is the current leader in the deadlift with 8 repetitions. For the third time, the premier resort of South Africa, Sun City, plays host to the ultimate test of strength. Welcome to the Metrics World's Strongest Man. And hello, everybody. I'm Todd Harris, along with 2006 World's Strongest Man champion, Phil Pfister. Well, today for qualifying group number 3, their run ends. 2 men will move on to the final. Darren Sadler of England has been forced to retire because of a torn bicep. So it now becomes a 5-man heat, and out in front right now, Serbia's Irvin Katona.
Power, power, power. Katona is showing what he's all about. Last year he was nursing an injured bicep. This year he's 100%. He's won 2 out of 3 events.
Let's talk about the American Travis Ortmeyer. Currently it's sitting in second place. You got to like what you're seeing from Travis.
Travis is a phenomenally gifted strongman. He brings loads of strength. He's got incredible technique, unequaled passion and intensity. You've got to like what you're seeing from Travis. He's been rock solid. In the past, he's struggled with consistency, but that doesn't seem to be an issue this year.
Also within this group, a pair of talented newcomers that are trying to track down the top 2. From Poland, Janusz Kułaga. Explosive, powerful, he looks very good. And from Lithuania, Vytautas Lalas. Both of them have a shot at making the final. Before we get back to the competition, let's bring you up to speed on what has happened so far in qualifying group number 3. Travis Ortmeyer came into this competition lighter than past years, but he wasn't troubled by the pair of 275-pound animals or the 990-pound tire as he won the medley. The truck pole was an opportunity for Irvin Katona to demonstrate his power, and the Serbian did just that, covering the 20-meter course with 44,000 pounds in just over 52 seconds. The 495-pound weight proved to be a handful for most athletes in the power stairs, but that wasn't the case for Katona, who picked up a second event win. At the midway point, Katona's out in front with 17 points, and his performance in the deadlift could very well extend that lead. Travis Ortmeyer was in second with 15. Janusz Kułaga and Vytautas Lalas were in a third-place tie. Konstantin Elin in 5th. Back out for more of the deadlift in the amphitheater here at Sun City, and up next is the man who currently resides in second place, the Texan, Big Travis Ortmeyer.
It's going to be really interesting to see how this lower body weight for Travis affects his deadlift power. He's really brought up his technique and his ability in the deadlift in the last several years. Let's see what he can do today.
That's 759 pounds. The mark to beat is 8, put up by Serbia's Irvin Katona.
Yeah, Katona had a fantastic result with his super heavy weight. Travis looking rock solid so far. Whoa.
And Ortmeyer right now holding steady at 4. He's going to take a breather here. We talked about this, and we saw Irvin Katona do the same thing, and then he gutted out one more rep.
Wow, I don't know what's going on here. Really surprising to see Travis have to stop at 4 reps. I thought regrouping would have allowed him to recover enough. Crank out some more reps, Todd. It must be that lower body weight. He's about 25 or 30 pounds lighter than usual, and that has definitely affected his overall power in the static strength events like the deadlift.
There are bigger names in the 2010 Metrics World's Strongest Man, but few are going to be more impressive than Irvin Katona. The Serbian comes up large once again. We'll return to Sun City in a moment. Welcome back to Sun City. South Africa's premier resort is now host to the Metrics World's Strongest Man. Group 3's qualifying round continues in the amphitheater with a deadlift, the 4th of 6 unique tests of strength they'll face. 2 of the men in the group will advance to the final. Janusz Kułaga of Poland already had his opportunity with a 759-pound weight. The rookie completed 4 successful repetitions. Then it was Konstantin Ilin's turn. The Ukrainian strongman had struggled coming into the deadlift, but he responded with a solid performance. Ilin was credited with 5 reps. So with just one athlete remaining, Ervin Katona is the leader in the deadlift with 8 reps. Ilin's 5 reps are enough to put him in second place. Kułaga is tied for third with Travis Ortmeyer. Vytautas Lalas is making his first appearance at the World's Strongest Man, but the 28-year-old feels that competitions in his native Lithuania and throughout Europe have prepared him for this moment.
Being here means a lot to me because I can show myself to the world. I'm not really intimidated because I compete with the best. I compete in Lithuania with Žydrūnas Savickas, so that's the biggest strongman, in my opinion, ever. People in Lithuania are not expecting big things from me in this competition. Well, in the future, maybe, yeah. If I can qualify for the finals, I'll be very happy with that. That's my goal, more or less.
And Vytautas is just points out of second place, so grabbing one of the 2 positions in the final is definitely possible. Unfortunately for him, the deadlift is one of his favorite events as Ervin Katona watches on.
Ready? And lift. Down.
759 pounds.
Down. Lift.
Wow.
Whoa.
Down. Lift. Down.
Well, he's halfway
lift.
there. They mark to beat. 8
Down,
repetitions put up by
lift.
Serbia's Ervin Katona, who is watching intently.
Down. Lift.
This is an amazing display of strength from the World's Strongest Man rookie here, making it look like a plaything.
Down.
Suddenly it starts to get a little heavy, and you can see why on his 8th repetition.
So Vytautas Lalas is now even with Ervin Katona. One more will give him the win.
Down.
And he gets it.
Wow, those reps give him a lot to be happy about now. He's got a shot at going to the final.
Half time.
Vytautas Lalas, your winner in the deadlift.
9 reps with time to spare. He made those first 6 look so easy, and then the last 3 really showed how heavy the 759 pounds are. He cranked them out.
He's standing by with Kaz.
Vytautas, 9 reps. You must be happy with that. But tell us about the struggle on number 9.
I think I went too fast with the first 6, and that's why number 9 was pretty heavy for me.
You showed a lot of power on number 9 and a lot of intestinal fortitude and mental strength. Are we going to see that in the next event?
Hopefully we will. I need that. I need the points, and I got the points.
Nice job.
Thank you very much.
Vytautas did get the points, and the Lithuanian earned 6 of them for his 9 reps in the deadlift. Katona finishes in second with 8, Konstantin Ilin with 5, Kułaga and Ortmeyer tied for 4th. Katona continues to be the leader after 4 events with 22 points. Then it's Ortmeyer in second place, Lalas is in third, Kułaga is in 4th, Ilin in 5th with 2 events to go. Travis Ortmeyer couldn't have asked for a better start to his World's Strongest Man campaign, but now his margin of error is nearly gone. His quest to reach the final continues when we return after this. Welcome back to the Metrics World's Strongest Man. We're at one of the many dramatic backdrops offered by the Sun City Resort. The next event for group number 3 is the dumbbell press.
This dumbbell, not like what you're going to find at your local gym, way bigger and super awkward.
For more on the dumbbell press, let's check in with 3-time World's Strongest Man champion, Bill Kazmaier.
Todd, this cartoonish-looking implement is going to cause serious problems for our strongman in group number 3. They'll need to use 2 hands and a firm grip to hoist the massive 209-pound dumbbell to the shoulder. Once in position, they'll throw it into orbit. The athletes must press the weight with a single arm, using deltoid and tricep power. The ability to press with either arm is a huge advantage, as it will yield more repetitions in the 75-second time limit. This event could be a shootout, with guys like Vytautas Lalas and Travis Ortmeyer desperately searching for points.
Well, there was no shootout for Janusz Kułaga. The Polish athlete didn't fire any bullets as he failed to record a rep. And there are 4 athletes still to come in the dumbbell press. This is Ervin Katona, the overall leader in group number 3. He has looked very good through the first 4 events. Next to him will be Vytautas Lalas of Lithuania, currently in 3rd place overall.
That's right, just half a point behind Ortmeyer, who's in second. This is going to be a critical event for Lawless.
Ready, lift!
209 pounds. And Phil, you've done this event before. What's that like?
You've really got to take your time when you've got it at the shoulder. Find the sweet spot. The shoulder is such a fragile joint. You've got to stabilize it, bring it in tight. This weight is so awkward, it can go out of control in an instant. Holding that lockout is really where the difficulty is.
Down.
And I think Kaz says it just right. This is really a cartoonish-looking implement. The way they throw that 209 pounds up and then just one hand and press it.
Yeah, the dumbbell's about half the size of these guys' body. The thing is just huge. They want to try to establish a rhythm, and it looks like Lawless is doing a great job of that. They want to be sure to pace themselves and use the entire 75 seconds.
And without the lockout, no rep is credited, so Lawless holding at 6, Katona at 5.
And as an athlete, that's a really frustrating thing to go through and have to refocus and keep on going.
5 seconds left.
So the final seconds ticking away here in this heat.
Down.
And Vytautas Lawless gets one more in, so 8 becomes the mark to beat. Vytautas Lawless of Lithuania. Very impressive for the rookie here at the World's Strongest Man.
And he's a little frustrated that he didn't get that one lockout, but he shouldn't be disappointed. 8 reps is a great score. He's got a lot to be proud of. Hopefully that will hold up enough so that he can move into second place. You can see how tough the lockout really is. Stabilizing that huge, awkward, heavy weight overhead is a real battle for the shoulder and the wrist.
This is Travis Ortmeyer of the USA, currently in second place in the overall standings. He's in a battle with 2 guys in the last heat for the 2 spots in the final, so he has an advantage of knowing their scores. And this is Konstantin Elin, the former soldier with Ukrainian Army, in 5th place after 4 events. He has opportunity to play spoiler here.
Lift!
209 pounds that dumbbell weighs.
Travis is just a machine when it comes to this event.
Down.
He really knows how to relax and then explode at the right moment, tightening the whole core, as well as the shoulder and the wrist, controlling the lockout with expert efficiency.
And Phil, that's 209 pounds. Watch how quickly he gets it to his shoulder.
And his feet really haven't moved out of place the whole time. He's staying in one spot, not chasing the dumbbell.
There's the mark to beat. 8 repetitions put up by Lithuania's Vytautas Lawless.
I'm really impressed with Elin being able to keep up with Travis here.
Down.
Konstantin Elin with 6 repetitions, Travis Ortmeyer with 7.
That 7th one he actually did with his left arm, giving his right side a rest.
Ortmeyer going ambidextrous again.
He doesn't look quite as strong on the left, but good enough to get the lockout.
Down.
Back on the right now for the 9th rep.
Ortmeyer at 9, Elin at 8. And time has run out, so Travis Ortmeyer gets the victory. Konstantin Elin ties for 2nd place in the dumbbell press with 8 repetitions. But a big boost to Travis Ortmeyer. He picks up 6 points for the win in the dumbbell press competition. 9 reps.
Yeah! Travis was really in the zone. Excellent control with the dumbbell on the right side. And then he switches over to the left for 2 extra reps before finally going back to the right.
He's standing by with Kaz.
Travis, how do you manhandle 209 pounds like that?
If your training's been right, it feels good. It feels like nothing. It's a little toy. Man, it feels good.
Where'd you learn all that?
You know, I think I get the craziness from my mom. That's the only person on this planet I'm afraid of. That woman, she can be scary.
Well, she's proud. Good job.
Yeah, I think she will be. Thank you.
So 9 repetitions for Travis Ortmeyer earned him the win, and a tie for 2nd was Konstantin Elin with Vytautas Lawless. They each had 8. Irvin Katona had 5 repetitions and finished in 4th. Kuaga was 5th. With just 1 event left, Irvin Katona's lead has been diminished, but he's virtually assured of reaching the final. Ortmeyer's in 2nd place with a 2-point cushion on Lawless, but that is by no means safe. There are two places in the final to be decided. Serbia's Irvin Katona is nearly a lock for one. The other will go to either Vytautas Lalas of Lithuania or the USA's Travis Ortmayer. The area surrounding the Sun City Resort features Pilanesberg National Park, one of South Africa's largest, and several animal sanctuaries where visitors can see nature's most magnificent creatures. The Metrics World's Strongest Man rolls on in Sun City's Valley of the Waves. Group 2 will conclude their qualifying journey with an event that has been proven to be brutal, the loading race.
Load 4 barrels as fast as possible, each barrel weighing 242 pounds. Uphill, in the sand. This race is a real test.
Irvin Katona on the left is group's overall leader. His spot in the final pretty secure, but Travis Ortmayer has just a 2-point lead over Vytautas Lalas for the other spot in the final and will attempt to hold him off. Janusz Kuaga has already been tested by the loading race. The Polish strongman placed 3 barrels on the platform in 37.73 seconds. Now to the second heat, Konstantin Elin in 4th place overall. His opponent in this heat, Vytautas Lalas of Lithuania, very much in the mix for a spot in the final. He's in 3rd place, and he'll need a great performance to get in the top 2.
And so far, he's delivered a lot of great performances, Todd.
Each one of those barrels weighing 242 pounds, and there are 4 of them. And he's going to need a huge performance. Of course, we're talking about Lalas, still trying to make his mark and get in to the World's Strongest Man final.
This is where it just starts to get tough, Todd. The second barrel is kind of tough. Third one, these guys are really going to feel it, especially going through the sand. It adds a huge extra amount of difficulty. But he's motoring. This guy is fast. 1 full barrel head of Elin.
So Vytautas Lalas now on to his final barrel. It's 242 pounds. He's going to put up an incredible mark.
And he is almost as fast with the 4th one as he was the first 3.
46.71 becomes the mark to beat put up by Vytautas Lalas. Meanwhile, Konstantin Elin is going to battle his way through the final apparatus. The final event for the big man.
15 seconds to go.
How about this technique?
Well, it's pretty clear his posterior chain is just shot. This really takes the pressure off the low back during that 10-meter carry through the sand. He's going to get it there any way he can, Todd.
Hands off! Hands off!
And he just beats the whistle, 114.14. That'll currently put him in 2nd place in the loading race. But the current leader with a time of 46.71, Vytautas Lalas.
And Lalas has just been awesome throughout all 6 events, and he really makes his mark, finishing strong with a super fast, world-class time.
And he's with Kaz.
Vytautas, you came in here needing to make up a lot of ground on Travis. Looks like you left it all out there.
Yeah, it was very tough. 4 barrels, pretty heavy, and especially in the sand up the hill. It's a tough job to do, and I think I've done it in a pretty good time. Hopefully it's going to be enough.
We will see if that holds up, won't we?
Yeah, we will see now, actually.
Irvin Katona's situation is pretty simple. He just needs to finish in the top 4 to guarantee his place in the final. So he'll move on if he can place 3 barrels on the platform faster than Kuaga's time of 37.73.
Ortmayer's job a little more difficult, Todd.
So the pressure on the American Travis Ortmayer, he will be on the left side of your screen.
Yeah, he's got to post a pretty good time here. He doesn't have to win this group, but he needs enough points to carry him through to the final. Lalas really put the pressure on him.
Well, Travis Ortmayer has to finish in the top 2 in the loading race, and that will push him on to the World's Strongest Man final. Just a quick reminder, those barrels each weigh 242 pounds, and they are going uphill.
This is where it really gets tough. Travis is on the 3rd barrel. You really start feeling it in the legs and in the low back, and it gets tough to breathe. If he can sprint back to that 4th barrel, he'll have a good shot at top 2.
So here it is. Travis Ortmayer just needs to place this last barrel in under 114.14, and he's moving on to the final. He's got plenty of time, Phil.
Yeah, this is a mighty tough barrel. He's got to pop it up there, though.
Upright, hands off, hands off.
And he's done it, 54.94. So that gives Travis Ortmayer 2nd place overall, and those 2 men are moving on to the final.
What a tough group. All 3 guys battled till the very end. This was a great ending. You can see Travis struggling with this 4th and final barrel. Doesn't beat the time set by Lalas, but it's enough to make it through.
So Irvin Katona finishes third in the loading race, and that's enough to reach his first World's Strongest Man final.
He has been super impressive.
Good job, my friend.
So on the other end of the spectrum, Vytautas Lalas has come to grips with the fact that he just fell short of reaching the final. Vytautas Lalas scored 4 barrels in 46.71 seconds, won the loading race, but wasn't enough to get him the award he was looking for. Ortmeyer finishes second, Katona third. 29 points gave Katona the win in Group 3's qualifying round. Ortmeyer was edged out by a half a point. They both will be moving on. Both finalists are standing by with Bill Kazmaier.
Irvin, you just qualified for the World's Strongest Man final for the first time. What does it mean to you?
This is a very big thing. I'm very happy about this. Last year I was here first time. I don't make it. Now I'm in the final and I am the leader. I win my group. I'm very happy about that.
Travis, you said you didn't want it to come down to the last event, but it did, and you pulled it out.
It's like I say, always fighting. But hey, for winning the first